Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the 580 Show, episode 213. Just me this week. Going to be a quick one. I wanted to touch on two quick topics that I don't think we've had the opportunity to speak on yet. Last week, we talked about the OSG stuff. It was running rampant on social media in our Strongman community. Response on that was really cool and overwhelming. So hopefully we can continue to get engagement in 2025 on some more topics that we have. Um, but yeah, in Strongman, a couple things, and I don't think we had the opportunity to talk about it on the pod, but the Arnold, which has always been a big thing, and it's always been called the Arnold Amateur World Championships as long as it's been in Strongman, and it's was a really, really big deal for a long time, and it's remained a big deal, but not as much. And I think the change that James and Strongman Corporation announced with it becoming the Arnold Pro-Am versus Arnold Amateur is going to really help. So I guess that's the announcement. First off, it is going to be the Arnold Pro-Am moving forward, and a couple things with the Arnold. So obviously, pros and amateurs, as long as you're qualified, pros are qualified, and then amateurs can qualify, can go to the Arnold every single year. I think that's really cool, and I think not calling it an amateur anymore is gonna hopefully get a lot more overseas people because it is a world show, but it is predominantly American. So I thought that was a really cool addition to the Arnold, and then also something else that we'll see at the Arnold debuting in 2025, which we're like 50 days away from, is they will have masters classes as well. So it's always been just open classes. Um, so I'd be curious what people have to say and they think about that. Definitely will be so many more people at the Arnold this year. And the winner of the Open Men from last year, Rogue did honor it again and invite Nick Gardione onto the main stage. Historically, the winner of the Arnold uh, Open Men, the Arnold Amateur Open Men get to go on stage with the Rogue Pros. So that's really cool. Seems like there's a rumor every single year that it's not going to happen, and it happened again this year. So the addition of pros every single year, ditching the word amateur and adding masters, that's all coming to the Arnold. So just curious what people have to think about that. And then another thing I noticed, and because I saw the America's Strongest Man 80 kilo, obviously I'm an 80 kilo athlete, that got announced. Our ASM already got announced for July 12th, just this past weekend, and podiums from regionals are qualified to go compete. So I really like it. I've had a couple people tell me otherwise. I love adding value to regionals here in America and uh, just making more avenues for athletes to be able to qualify for ASM. So can't confirm yet, but I think that's really cool if every single podium from all four or five regionals, however many there are that year in America, get to go to their ASM. So, like the super heavyweights, the 80s, 90s, 105s, the women's, the 64, 73s, 80. If the podiums get to go to ASM, I think that'll really drive participation and make regionals feel even bigger than they were before because it is still relatively a new concept. I think so. This will be the fourth year that regionals has been around, and the format has changed a little bit. The winner has always gotten invited to the Arnold. However, um, I really like the regional winners and the regional podium finishers. So 2024 Strongman Corporation regional winners, 2025 uh, regional podium finishers, OSG finalists, previous nationals podium finishers, any previous Arnold Amateur finalists, and any previous OSG podium finishers. And that is what they have defined as your way to get to the ASM 80s and 64s this year. And the prize money is 5,000 for first place, second place 2,000, third place 1,000, and then 500 for fourth through eighth. So really, really cool. I think this year for the 80s we're going to see an enormous group of guys, and I think it has potential to be the biggest men's show for the lightweights in American history. So I hope so. We'll see. They put the events up on their page on Strongman Corporation, but it's a log axle and monster dumbbell medley, a kabuki max deadlift, a yoke zercher and sandbag steeplechase, a yoke and power stairs medley, and a double farmer's walk. So fun events. Looks like it's gonna be a really fun venue at the North Texas Fitness Expo. Just a couple things I want to touch on that are changing here with the Arnold, and it seems like ASM is going to be potentially changing their format. I don't know if it's going to be for every class. Maybe it might just be for the 80s, but I highly doubt it. So just something to keep your eye on. So many opportunities for weight class athletes now in strongman. So I just like, word doesn't always get out to everyone. Like to update them on here. Not much to talk about this week. So really appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope to have a guest on next week, and we will see you then for episode 214. Thanks for listening.